सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। धर्मप्रोचितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु श्रीपदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वर सद्यो हृत् अवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूभिः तत्क्षणात्। अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यत् यत्सदसत्परं पश्चादहं यतेतश्च यो वशिष्येत सोऽस्म्यहम्। Aham. Awesome. Okay. So now I was, and there was nothing else. I alone was in the beginning, and afterwards, paschad, yat etat, whatever is there, that also I am only. Paschadaham yatetaccha. And finally it is yaha avashishyeta, that which remains at the end on the dissolving of this universe. Saha asmi aham. Whatever is there at the end is also me. Aham adischa madhyamcha bhutanam anta evacha. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in 10th chapter, I am the beginning, I am the middle, I am the end. Because Arjuna asked this question, about you, you please tell. Aham atma gudakesha sarva bhutashaya stitaha. I am the self and remaining in the heart of everybody. Aham Atma, I am the self. Gudakesha, oh, the one who conquered the sleep. Sarva bhuta ashaya stitaha. I am the support of all beings. Aham adischa madhyamcha bhutanam antayevacha. I am the beginning, middle and the end of everything. Now it is not a fast statement like that. That is why the logic is provided. Now we saw today morning that how the world is considered as the vivarta, manifestation, appearance. Variety is an appearance, while the singular one without a second alone is appearing as many. There are two vadas, two arguments which are used. First one is called Pradibimbavada. I don't know how many of you have read that or studied or been taught. What is Pratibimbavada? Reflection theory. The other one? What is that? Pratibimbavada, Avachedavada. One is called reflection theory, and that's called conditional theory. Now, let us say just now it rained, and as you walk out, there are many, many pools of water. And the sun, which is up in the sky, is reflecting in each of the pool of water. So, if there is a pool of water, big one, in there also the sun is reflected. A small little pond, small little pool of water, there also sunlight is there. So in every pool of water, there is pratibimba of the sun, reflection of the sun. Can you say there are so many suns here? Even though every pool of water is reflecting the sunlight, but there are not many suns. One sun, many lights. Many lights means what? Many reflections of the sun. Though each one of them are illumined separately, each one of them are reflecting separately, does not mean there are so many different suns are there. In Manisha Panchakam you will read, you have not taken the text. Okay. Kim Gangam Buni Bimbidembaramano Chandala Vati Payaha Pure Chantaramasti Kanchanagati Mrutkum Bayorvambare Pratyag Vastuni Nistaranga Sahajanandava Bodambudo Viproyam Shopachoyam Ityabimahan Koyam Viveta Brahmaha. Shankaracharya was walking with his disciples in Kashi, Arrow Road. At that time, there was a person said to be of lower caste. Walking with some dogs, he just came in front of him. So suddenly, because he was just taken bath from the Ganges and walking towards the temple, he suddenly felt that, it is not appropriate for him to touch this person to go to the temple. That was an old tradition. He said, move away from the road. It happened in case of Bernard Shaw's, not Bernard Shaw, Bernard Shaw. In the countryside, there was a small creek, and there was one single bridge where only one person can walk, cross. So he was going, and somebody else also came from the other side. So both of them met in the middle. So one has to go back, otherwise you cannot cross it. So Bernard Shah asked, "Sir, would you mind, giving me way, go back so that I can go?" "Why should I?" He said, "I don't give way for fools." The other guy said. So Bernard Shah said, "I do." So here, Shankaracharya was walking and this person was right in the middle. This is a very small road. Not even road, a lane. So he said, "Hey, gacha, gacha. Move out, move out." So that person said, "What has to go from what? Annamayad annamayam atava chaitanyameva chaitanyat dvijavara duri kartum vanchasi kim bruhi gacha gacha iti." You are saying move away, move away. What has to move from what? As far as the physical body is concerned, which is made of 5 elements, how is it different from yours? Is it yours is gold or what? Mine also is a combination of annam. Annam means matter. And yours is also annam only. Annamayad annamayam. From the food alone, your body is made, and food alone, my body is made. So what is the difference? If you say, other than the matter, there is anything else, Chaitanya, consciousness, and what difference did you see the consciousness between mine and yours? What has to go from where? Shankaracharya was shocked. He never expected this from that person. He thought there's an unpad, some, illiterate one, and he chased Sanskrit also. And continuing, he said, you see, Ganga Ambuni in the water of the Ganges, or in the Chandalavati Paye, in the water that is running in the drain, Bimbida Ambaramanau, in that reflection of the sun, Antaramastikim, is there a difference? Is there a difference in the sun that is reflecting on the drainage water or in a pure Ganges water? As far as the sun is concerned, there's no difference. Definitely there is a reflecting media if it is impure. In a dirty water, there is an impure reflection. In a clean water, it's a clean reflection. But reflection may be different, but the source is one. King Gangambuni Bimbidembaramano Chandalavati Payaha Pure Cha Antaramastikim. Is there any difference? This is Pradibimbavada. And this Vada is incomplete because there is certain amount of influence of the water over the reflection. Therefore, they come up with another one which is little more subtle. Mritkumpayoho Kanchana Mritkumbayoho Ambare Antaramastikim. If there is a gold pot and another is a mud pot, not honey pot, mud pot. Space in the gold pot or in a mud pot, is there any difference? The gold pot does not pollute the space to become gold, nor the mud pot does not influence the space inside to become mud or anything. Space is unaffected by in whichever container it is. And at the same time, that very space inside the pot is as infinite as the outside space. Space is not made finite because it is lodged into a mud pot or a golden pot. And that it's not inside the gold pot, there is a golden space. And inside a mud pot is only mud space. Space has no difference. Pratyag Vastuni, in all things, Nistaranga, unchanging. Pratyag Vastuni Nistaranga Sahaja, natural, spontaneous. Bodha means consciousness. Nistaranga Sahaja Ananda Avabodha Ambudau. In this, which is of the nature of spontaneously existing, conscious, blissful thing, why do you see the difference? Viproyam shopachoyam ityabhimahan koyam viveda brahmaha. Why do you say Brahmin consciousness and Shudra consciousness? Is there any difference? Shankaracharya was unable to speak. He realized his mistake of identifying with his body, and thereby he thought he's a Brahmana, Nambudri or whatever, and then that fellow is a man of lower caste, and suddenly maybe he did it purposely to teach his students. At no point you should identify with your individuality. If you do that, you will make mistakes. A wise person who has gained the knowledge has to be on guard all the time. Because the natural tendency of identifying with the body or with one's own caste, color, creed, sex, gender, status, knowledge, it may happen. One has to be on the guard that such a mistake should never be done. So perhaps to teach his students that even a person of highest knowledge may slip. That should not happen. And in the case of Shankaracharya, who thus happened to slip, the one who was standing in front of him and teaching was none other than Kashi Vishwanath. As soon as he realized that he made a mistake, he saluted to him, fell at his feet, at the feet of that fellow, and looked up. There was nobody there. Bhagavan himself appeared to teach him. Hey, don't make a mistake. So this Pratibimbavada or this Avachedavada is to show that even though you see many pools of water, many reflections of the sun, but sun has not become many. Many containers of space has not become many. Many living beings expressing consciousness never became many. So in that light, in this bulb, everywhere there is one power only is. It may be bright, this may be brighter than that, but doesn't mean the power is different here than that. Or in the air condition, it is not a light, it is a air. So is the power air or light? Neither. Power is power. Neither it is air nor it is light. It is a quality of the equipment. In the same way, in our body it expresses as action. In our prana as the breath. In our mind as the emotion. In the intellect as the feelings and thoughts. And in its own nature, it's pure consciousness. Expressions may be many, but its nature is one. That's why he said, Yavanaham yata bhavaha yat rupa guna karmaka. What is this guna? What is it rupa? What is it karma? That's what he asked. He said that I'm going to tell you about that. Jnanam te savijnanam. I'm going to give you that knowledge along with the experience thereof. It's not just theory, but the practice as well. Practice is to become aware, to become conscious of this, not any sitting down and practicing the knowledge. Practice of knowledge is knowing it and being that and not doing anything. I gained the knowledge, now I have to do something about it. What to do? So I tell my students when they finish, sandeepany course, when they go back home and people ask, what did you study? Look at the truck that is coming, books. It is not the books that is, though you studied the book, what is to be there is in your thinking, in your understanding, right? Now I give this example, like let us say you are going for trekking, climbing up a hill, and you are carrying a lot of food on the way to eat. So when you are going up, after some time you feel tired halfway through. So you sit under a tree, open your box and then start eating and take some rest. Now your food that you have been carrying is all consumed, right? Now when you put back your bag, it is so light. What happened to the food? Which you were carrying before as a weight, now where is it? It's become part of you. Now you don't feel anymore the heaviness of the food. Why? Because it has become you. In the same way, knowledge should become yourself. Between you and the knowledge, there should not be any difference. Then it is wisdom. If you are still carrying it as an external idea, vicarious knowledge, then it's a burden. It should never become a burden. Only when you own that knowledge, then it has become so light. That is called enlightenment. You become light, feather-like. There's no more burden of any kind. So, it should not be heaviness of knowledge, it should be lightness. So here, what remains at the end? So when you understand Vivartavada means that which is never become many, it's only one. But if you see the many, that is also me only. See, when Arjuna was reluctant to fight, because he saw my cousin, my grandfather, my guru is standing there, opposite to me. They are standing there to fight against me, or I am here to fight against my own guru, my own Acharya. Kripacharya is there, Dronacharya is there, I see Bhishma Pitamaha there. Krishna smiles and said, do you know one thing? What? That you were never absent in the past. Not only you, I, not only me. None of these people were absent any time. And none of them will be absent ever in future. Natve vaham jatunasam. Tu, indeed, eva na aham na asam. There also uses that word. Double negative. Aham na asam. Meaning what? Never ever I was absent. Aham asam eva. I am ever there. Never I was absent. Not even you. Nattu eva aham na asam. Na tvam. Not even you. Na janadipaha. All these people also. Nacha eva na bhavishyamaha. Not even that we will never be absent. Sarve vayam. All of us. Now, whom are you killing then? Who is going to be absent? Who was absent and who will be absent? Nobody. See, even from the matter standpoint, as we discussed today morning or so, rain, right? Where does this rain come from? Clouds. How does a cloud get formed? Huh? Huh? How does it get formed? Evaporation of the water from the ocean. How does the ocean get water? From the rivers. From the river gets the water. Stream. From there the stream gets the water. Mountains. From the mountains get water. Rain. Where is the origin? Can you say here is where it starts? You cannot. So is the case of all things. So when we realize this, there is no pointed time or space where everything begins. Can you ever find your own absence? Ever? Body may be absent, but you can never be absent. So all our nature is ajaha. Ajaha means unborn. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam yatma mayaya. I am unborn, he says Krishna, and I am undecaying. Ajaha api san. San means being, not son of somebody. Achobi san avyaya atma. I am the undecaying presence. Bhutanam Ishwaraha api. Even though I am the Lord of all beings. Mam prakritim, swam prakritim adhishtaya. By controlling my own prakriti, Atma Maya Sambhavami. I create myself. So, when he says that yatetacha, all that is there, paschadaham yatetacha, all that is there are all me, what he means is not Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, I, the pure consciousness, alone is expressing as many. And when everything dissolves, what does it mean by dissolving? Like every day, night, you dissolve, right? That's called laya sthiti. Laya means what? Lying down. Laya means where you as an individual is no more. The individual person, thoughts, emotions, feelings, ideas, opinions, your likes and dislikes and prejudices, judgment, everything is as though has become merged. Why? The mind is disappeared. Along with the mind, all your individuality is also gone. Now, when you go to sleep, go to the state of laya, you don't exist as an individual. Sound sleep. Sleep for you, sound for everybody else. So in that sound sleep, when you go to the state of sleep, is it not you attain peace at least few hours? Whether you get it or not, rest of the world is peaceful because you are not there. You, the Rakshasa, no more exist. The rest of the people, thank God that fellow went to sleep. So as far as you are concerned, the world doesn't exist for you at that time. Correct? Now think of a hypothesis where all living beings go to the same state of laya. See, when we go to sleep, and the other part of the world is awake. When the West goes to sleep, East is awake. When all living beings going to the same state of laya, it's called pralaya. So the pralaya is not destruction. It's not some massive destruction that is going to take place. That's what the people project it as. Oh, there is going to be a catastrophe everywhere, everything going to be destroyed. All living beings go into the state of laya for an extended period of time, not just sleep, extended period of time. Meaning, no manifestation of the vasanas taking place because there is suspension of the mind. That state is what is referred as pralaya. And interesting point is there, in that state of pralaya, the matter cannot be there because there is no consciousness to recognize the matter. Matter cannot be known by itself. So will there be matter at all? It cannot be. Why? Who knows? There is no conscious being to know the existence of matter. So in that state of total dissolution, Prakriti becomes one with the Paramatma. The Prakriti now independently acting as the creator of this matter world withdraws itself to become one with the Paramatma. Maya is brought back into the power of the Lord. Just like individually we experience that in sleep, where our mind, which has varied thoughts and emotions, feelings, are all withdrawn into our own state of absence of mind, and that is the consciousness withdrawn itself from operating as the mind, only to wake up next morning to express. In our case, when we go to the state of sleep, why do you wake up next day? Amiji, 5 o'clock alarm. If the alarm was not there, will you not wake up? No, she says. So will you wake up or not? Even if you don't put the alarm. It will not be alarmful wake up, but you wake up. What wakes you up? Prakriti. Your karma will wake you up. Because this physical body is meant for experiencing karma. So you cannot escape that. From the relative standpoint, body being the vehicle for the karma to be experienced, it has to. You have read in Tattva Bodha, body is what? Bhoga ayatanam. Isn't that? And subtle body is Bhoga sadhanam. And causal body is Bhoga karanam. Karanam, sadhanam, ayatanam. Karanam, cause. Sadhanam means ayatanam, abode. Where do you experience joy and sorrow? Through the objects. Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. These experienceable world, what is the support? From what abode you use it? Body. With what means you experience? Mind. Due to what you experience? Karma. Or vasanas. Right? So vasana is the karana, subtle body is the sadhana, and physical body is the ayatana. So if your physical body is sleeping and mind is withdrawn, karma is not withdrawn. Karma is still there. Karana Sharira is still active. But not expressing. Unmanifest. But it cannot remain unmanifest for a long time. It will express. Once it expresses, first thing that wakes up is the mind. Isn't it? Body doesn't wake up first. Mind. The moment mind wakes up in the form of I am, I have to wake up. 5 o'clock. For me, 5 o'clock when I let them chant. It is not my karma. My karma starts only at 7 o'clock. So So, but when let us say that all living beings go to the state of laya. Now I go on explaining it, then it will be never end. Let me little explain why that karma works. Your karma, your action, or karma phala to be precise. Karma is used in the form of karma phala also. Because in the Western world, they have accepted this theory, right? Oh, it's all because of my karma. What happened? My karma ran over your dogma. My karma ran over your dogma. So your karma or karma phala to be precise cannot independently be experienced without the participation of the world. The world, that is why it's called karma bhumi. This world is the external field for our experience of karma. Being so, the world does not mean physically the plants and trees. All living beings, they are part and parcel of your karma. Whom do you meet? for what purpose you meet, etc., are decided by the result of your action. You see, if I want to swim, don't I need a swimming pool? If I have to engage in the action of swimming, the required field has to be there. Then only I can express my vasana of swimming. So, let me clarify this. So, what makes you engage in that is Prakriti. What enables that is Maya. There's little distinction you have to make. Prakriti operates from within, Maya operates from outside. Though they meet at each other at some point of your experience. So your individual Prakriti needs external Maya to make it happen. Though in many places Prakriti and Maya are referred as a synonym to each other, because they are so close to each other. Let me explain a little further. My tongue has got the ability to taste. Right? It can taste sugar, it can taste spice, it can taste salt, etc. But the quality of salt or sugar or spice should be there in an object outside. So my tongue coming in contact with that object comes to experience spice, salt or sugar. Now, is the quality of the tongue is spice, salt or sugar? No, it is not. Tongue is only an equipment. Where is the spice and salt and sugar then? In the object that is presented. But then, object by itself is not spicy unless it comes in contact with the tongue. You understand? Unless the tongue is there, how do you know that it is spicy or salt or sugar? Somebody's tongue should be there to taste that. So the world that is there is created as according to the Panchamahabhutas. But the same Panchamahabhuta in the Vyashti has to be in touch with the Samashti. Macrocosmic and macrocosmic. I think you have read that part, right? Microcosmic, macrocosmic, right? Huh? No? Yes or no? In your Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Virat, Ishwaraha, and Hiranyagarbha. Okay. So this connection is necessary. The individual consciousness operating through individual upadhi and collective consciousness operating through collective upadhi. They are, with reference to manyness and oneness, they are different. Ishvara, the total controller of all, what? What Upahita Chaitanyam? So you have not then read this properly then. Have you read Tattvabodh, right? In Tattvabodh they are not referred, but in Vedanta it is explained more easily. Anyway, let's not forget about that. So unless my tongue has come in contact with the object of spice, salt or sweet, the experience is incomplete. Correct? So that means, in coming with our point here, karma can be experienced only when there is a field of karma. So when I say I am going to the state of laya, does not mean the field has gone to laya sthiti. No, because you are experiencing it. But when all living beings going into the state of laya, the karma bhumi has no validity. Because there is no one is even aware of its existence, and therefore that state is called pralaya, total dissolution. A total dissolution takes place. And that is considered as the state where Mahavishnu in the Bhagavatam, he withdraws into himself completely. Complete pralaya. But the karma vasanas are still present in the jivas. So the next manifestation will be from where they stopped. Just like today you have gone to sleep, when you wake up, you are the continuation of yesterday. Meaning, your karmas which you have not completely experienced, which is yet to be experienced, called sanchita, has to become prarabdha. That at least sanchita, prarabdha and agami, you know that, right? What I have collected over many, many lives has become the sanchita karma. What I come to experience in this physical body is called prarabdha. What is yet to be experienced by me is called, from actions that I do today or now onwards, is called agami. So, when the pralaya takes place, sanchita does not go away. Only prarabdha ends of all beings. So, the collected karma is still waiting to be experienced, for which sake the next creation starts. So when all the jivas go into the state of pralaya, who remains there? Yaha avashishyate aham. I will remain as pure consciousness with nothing really present. Everything has gone into dissolution. Yo vasishyeta sosmyaham. Because if that is also absent, if first of all consciousness can never be absent, consciousness became unconscious, How can consciousness can go into its own opposite? Existence became non-existent. How can existence can become non-existence? Because nature is existence. Suddenly, you know what happened? What? Sugar became salt. Sugar cannot become salt because sugar by itself, its nature is sweet. So existence can never be absent. So that consciousness, which was expressing as many, that manyness is withdrawn, it remains as pure consciousness at the end when there is pralaya. Pralaya means absence of all the matter experiences. Expressions of matter is no more. In that time, who else remains? Main hu. Bhagavan Krishna says, I am always there. Ahamevasame nanyat yat satasat param paschadaham yadet cha soyo shishyeta sosmyaham. Finally, we finished one verse. Now, having explained, Awesome. Now, this awesome Lord, he has to admit that I, as a pure consciousness, has no reason to manifest myself as many. And if at all you experience many in as a world, I have to explain why. See, Maya is an explanation because we experience the world. If we are not experiencing the world, there is no need to explain why, what is there. That is the reason why the word Maya is that which is really not there, Yama, but appears to be there. That which is really not there, but it appears to be there. Now, let me ask this question. How many of you want coffee now? Nobody? Finally, at least one person raised. When did that thought of coffee come to you? Now, before I asked, it was there. It was there. I don't think so. So before I asked who wants coffee, you are not thinking about coffee. So the thought of coffee, which I put it in your head now, was absent before. Now when who wants coffee? Oh yes, coffee, yes. So how real is the thought of coffee? If it was real, it was there before also. It was not there before. Now the question is, when I say, if you want coffee, he said, yes, I am not giving you. So you feel so disappointed. I thought Swamiji is going to give me coffee, and he's not giving me now. It doesn't matter. Once you say it doesn't matter, it goes away. Its reality is only when you think it is important. How many thoughts are passing through our mind every day? How many of them are real? How many of them you act on? I feel like slapping the fellow next to me. The thought comes to you sometime. Not to him, but to anybody else. But you know, what stupid thought. It just goes away, right? If you are not able to control the thought, then why did you slap me? I felt like doing that. A thought came, I gave. So such a person will be a dangerous person in this world, right? Whatever thought comes, you keep doing it. We as human beings realize that whatever thoughts come to my mind, I need not act upon that. If a person cannot control or cannot stop acting on every thought that comes to his or her mind, such a person is called lunatic. Lunatic creates castles in the air. Psychotic goes and lives there. And psychiatrist collects the rent. If you create your own idea, what reality is that? So every thought that arises in your mind, you have the choice to give reality to it or not. Which means the reality to your thought is not real. It is borrowed. The consciousness extends itself to that thought. If you understand it is just a mere passing thought, it will not have any validity. It will just fall off. But we all know that some thoughts, when they arise, they have so much propensity, so much power. It's because of two reasons. Number one, you have thought about it before also. So it has got a greater strength. Your vasanas of the past are giving power to this thought. See, if I am habituated to something, a thought about that comes, if I have never experienced that before, it will never have that much of strength. But if I have had an experience of similar kind, then that gives strength to it. If I'm walking into a restaurant and then I see one bottle which is Nescafe. Nice. I'd like to have coffee now. Now, if one child is going next to you and you are looking at it, then the child also Nescafe. Mommy, what does it mean? It has no idea. Right? Because that child did not have an experience of that coffee before. And therefore, what kind of a power the thought of that word Nescafe will have in that minds of the child? Nothing. Just some letters. For you, the aroma, the taste of it, how that hot drink, properly made, goes in. So the whole thing happens in your mind before you actually go and put everything together. So the reality of the thought is based upon, number one, the propensity to it before. And once you have given reality to that thought, next time it will become stronger than before. That's how the habits are formed. Or let us say that even though the thought of having a coffee comes to you, you say, no, not now, just now I had. You move away from it. Then that thought of having coffee at that moment does not push you to that action. But if you are, inclination is so strong, coffee. That's why when the train you go, coffee, and will come next to the door, window, coffee. Even if you're sleeping, coffee? Early morning when I might have seen in India when you go in the train, the window may be closed, coffee. Or inside this train itself they'll come. And the smell, coffee. So that you wake up your thoughts there. Wake up your vasanas. Or in the TV, again and again they show the same ad over and over again. Why? You should never forget. When we were growing up, there is one kind of washing powder which is there. Washing powder, Nirma. The moment you hear the washing powder, Nirma will come. Not Nirmita, Nirma will come. So, because they kept on and on, they just, drill in your head. When you go to a shop, then what washing powder want? Nirma. Because there is no other thing will come to your head. That is the marketing technique. Make you so used to that brand. You should not think about anything else. So one is the past propensity which is coming in the form of habit that will give strength to that thought. Or if you are not pursuing that, it will lose strength. So again and again you think about it, which the marketing and other things, that's what they do. Keep thinking about that. In other words, therefore, this thought of mine, which is happening in my head, the reality of it is not on its own. It is borrowed. That's the nature of Maya. Maya has its own, it does not have its own power. It is given the power by our ignorance of the true nature. In the absence of my abidance in my true nature, Maya has the propensity to change my experience. So here, this consciousness, the Brahman, Brahmedi Paramatmedi Bhagavanidi Katyate. That is, Brahman is himself is referred as Bhagavan, Paramatma, the one which is eternal, everlasting, timeless, beginningless, endless, which we saw. That he is before the beginning of everything, at the end of everything, and in the middle also. That which was there in the beginning, that which is there in the end, must be there in the middle also, by sheer logic. If you are watching a movie, there was a screen before, and at the end, and the movie is over, screen is still there. So during the movie, where did the screen go? Before the beginning of the movie, there was screen. At the end of the movie, there is screen. While watching the movie, where is the screen? It has to be there. Because on which only you are projecting the whole thing. Similarly, on Bhagavan is the projection of the world. Before that projection took place, he was. During the projection, he is. After the projection ends, he continues to be. Just like in the example of that person who happened to see, instead of rope, he saw the snake and considered it to be a snake. And he got so afraid of it, and with a long stick like this, he tried to lift it. It was very heavy. It was such a huge snake it is. Then, tongue! His wife came and hit him with a flashlight. Look at it properly. You switch on. Oh, it's only a rope. What was it before a snake? No. It was rope before. Rope after. Therefore, while he was seeing the snake also, it was only rope. I hope you understand that. So, thus, beginning, middle and end. Aham adischa madhyam cha bhutanam anta eva cha. I am always. So if that is the case, why this experience of the world? That has to be answered. Swamiji, if you are free from Maya, but we are in it. Here they mean that your wife, children and house is Maya. Money too is often called as Maya. But this sloka is explaining what is the nature of Maya. Hridertam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yata baso yata tamaha hridertam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaha. So literal translation of this verse is Artham Rite. Rite means in the absence of. Artham Rite. Artham here means reality. Without being real, Artham Rite yat pratiyeta. Not even being real, but appears. And na pratiyeta. And also becomes absent. If it is always there, then you say that then I don't, it must be real then. If it is always there, it is real. But it appears, but also disappears. Na pratiyeta cha atmani. It appears to be there sometime and not there sometimes. Tad vidyad, that you come to know. What as what? Atmanaha maya. The power of illusion of the self. Tat vidyad atmanaha maya. Yata, just like abhasaha, reflection. Yata tamaha, as Rahu. We saw that today morning also, how the eclipse takes place, which is not real. No eclipse. Sun is not swallowed by anybody. Right? So this is a very interesting analysis about why do I experience this world? If Brahman alone is true, beginning, middle and end, then what is this thing that I am experiencing? In other words, if I am the pure consciousness, existence and bliss, but I am not experiencing it. If I am all present, ever present, eternal existence, but why am I afraid of death? If I am of the nature of bliss, then sorrow comes from where? Huh? If I am ever existing, then why should I be afraid of death? If I am of the nature of bliss, then why am I suffering? That needs to be answered. Now, somebody would say, according to Bhagavan's wish, he must be a cruel person then. Why should he put me into this situation now then? Bhagavan's decision is to make me suffer. It is somebody called God who is making me go through unhappiness. It is Bhagavan's wish that I forget myself. Then he must be a very cruel person. Because he doesn't want me to be happy. So can we say it is Lord's wish that we all are what we are? See, if you do not accept the theory of karma, there will be a lot of issue in this. First of all, why disparity among people? Somebody are foolish, some are smart. On what basis? Why some are born rich, some are born poor? What is the reason, or who is the reason for that? And if you say somebody else is the reason, why should he do that? Who call it as God or whoever it be. One is made rich, another is made poor. One is made foolish, another is made smart. Why? Freakness of this world. So that means you have no logical reasoning behind the disparity. You only have to say everything is opposite. Hota hai aisa hi. Huh? Is that acceptable? No rhyme or reason? Then in that case, every law should be according to somebody's whim. But as we observe the world around, everything that we come to experience as the matter world is going through the cause and effect fashion only. If the entire creation seems to have been following the logic of cause and effect, how can me or you is an illogical existence? With no particular rhyme or reason, I am unhappy or I am poor and you are rich. And somebody is smart and somebody is not. Freak of the nature. So one has to recognize that if at all I am going through certain experiences, nobody else can be the real cause. They can be secondary. Primary reason is what I did. So if I do the right thing, I get to see the result of that. If I do the wrong thing, I see the result of it. That means today what I am going through was an effect of yesterday. This birth, what I am going through, must be the result of what I did in the past. That is the only logical reason. Again, understand the law of karma is to explain what you are experiencing. It need not be the absolute. Nobody can give any reason about the absolute. But explanation about why I am experiencing. One thing is about law of karma, neither you can prove it nor you can disprove it. Right? The logic here is I am explaining the experience. I am not saying that is the answer, but answer to a problem which I can overcome. So therefore here, the reason for this experience of the world, why I am not experiencing my true nature as pure existence consciousness bliss is because I am identified with something else. Let me tell you a story and then we'll see tomorrow. In a village, there was two families. They were very close to each other. They both had one boy each, Krishna and Rama. And both of them grew up to be very smart fellows. And the school in this village did not have for higher studies. So both the parents decided that we'll send both the boys to the city, which is a little far off, maybe 4 or 5 hours of journey. And we'll send them to this college or university there. And during those times, they did not have, the proper vehicle or the transport system, etc. It takes almost a day to reach to the other, to the city. So both the boys, finally, they decided to send. So both of them went there. And the only way of communication was through letter. And the emergency was telegram. During those times they had telegram. And so both of them are studying there. Few years later, once in a while they come and then be with the parents. So few years later, both of them decided to join the army. So since the parents were now used to their absence, they said, okay, if you want to join army, both of you can. So both of them went to join the army. And there was a war that took place. And they were all very worried, what is happening. And one day, Ram's father got knock at the door. So he went and opened. Not Ram's father, Ram's mother was there. And mother was not an educated person. So they knock at the door. So she opened the door. There is a telegram for you. So she took it and she did not know. She can't read. So she looked around. There was a person who, little he has read, so he was walking by. So he called, can you read this for me? Very sorry. It says your son is dead. She just broke out. Cried and cried and cried. So Krishna's mother also came and what happened? So this is what she also cannot read. So this is what the telegram said. My son is dead. So Krishna's mother, poor thing, she started consoling her. And she was very, obviously, very grief-stricken, crying. So both the fathers were not there. They went for some business somewhere else. So 2 days later when they came, they found that the whole place was like a haunted place. Crying and people are all assembled there, consoling the mother. Krishna's mother was also there. So what happened? And this is a telegram that has come. Where is the telegram? So it was addressed to Krishna's home. This is not our son, it's Krishna's. Krishna was dead. The whole thing shifted there. Krishna's mother started crying. Oh, it is my son. And now Ram's mother is supposed to now console her. Now, the story ended, okay? Now, the reality of the sorrow Rama's mother went through, what is it? A grief, all right. But is it real? Grief was real, the cause is not real. It's a misunderstanding. Isn't that true? It is not addressed to her. So when I misunderstand it to be for me, and I go through the grief, Only when I come to know that it is not my son, where did the grief go? Where did the grief go? On realization that it is not my son, relief comes, not grief, relief. Now, of course, she will have, obviously she will feel for Krishna's mom, but the reality of that grief is determined by what you have understood. If you have a misunderstanding, the grief is true. If you have the right understanding, grief is false. Right? So also, when I identify with my body and mind, etc., suffering is true. Don't say it is not. It is true. When? When your identification is with body, mind, etc. When you realize that I am not the BMI, Bommai means, doll. I am not the BMI. I am the Paramatma, the self, and at once that grief ends. That is the beauty of Vedanta. Make you realize who you are. And there is no waiting time, gestation period. No, I am not the body, mind, intellect. Yes, let me meditate on not being grieving. No, what is the need? At that very moment you realize that you are the pure consciousness, not the body, mind, intellect. Tatakyam. Then what? Instantaneous, instant coffee. So, this realization of the truth does not require any time. But it does, because we don't trust. We don't trust the words of the Upanishads. Maybe. Possible. Maybe Guru is bluffing. He has no other work to do. So, if the Upanishad and the Mahatmas are just bluffing around, why should I? So, when I realize what my true nature is, at once the grief will end. That's why Bhagavan Krishna says, Ma Shuchaha. Is it not? Every day we chant. Sarva dharman maritijya, Mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tva sarva papyebhyaha mokshishami, Ma Shuchaha. Don't worry. Don't cry. Because the beginning itself, he begins. Ashochanan vashochahatvam prajnavadam. You are grieving about something you should not grieve about. At the end also he says the same thing. The entire Gita is therefore known as Ashoka Upanishad. How to be not in Shoka. Ashoka Upanishad. Anyway, we'll see how this Maya make us forget. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyad dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.